Hi, good afternoon. Dan Thomas here again from the Love March Movement. We're fasting every single Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are dedicated to going hard before the Lord concerning sexual purity and the family because guess what? The family is the basic unit of the society. Strong family, strong nation. Know that for real. Just a couple of stuff before we jump into the 3 points and three people for this week. This Friday coming up is a half night prayer meetings. Very, very serious of emergency stuff that we need to deal with. The prayer serious, right? It will be at Grace Missionary, right, at 6:30 p.m. until midnight. This is put on by Prayer 2000 and really taking a serious stand, just like this video, taking a serious stand for righteousness in this nation, especially as it relates to the ideologies that are being put forward. Like atheism and secularism, which are really leading to chaos in our nation. So that's this Friday, 6:30 to midnight at Grace Missionary, right? And that's that road that JTS is on. That facing Oakland, the church on that road. All right. The next thing, the affidavits for the court case are actually due next week, Friday, the 28th, the last day of February. Right. So we're really asking everybody to change their prof pic to the man or woman image to symbolize our continuous prayer for the proceedings in the court case and our loving stance for righteousness in this nation, which is the best for the future of our people. Yeah, man. So let's jump in right into it now. So, make sure you change your profit. Please stand rest and be praying about the court case where Javed Jagger has sued the Jamaican government claiming that the burglars are a breach of his constitutional right to privacy, right? But we don't say it not gossip, right? Let's be praying about that and change the profit. Remember for change the profit and share the picture. Yo! Alright, that's the man and woman image. Yo, 3 points, 3 people, that's how we do it. On the fasting video every Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right? The topic this week, a battle of worldviews. Which side are you on? That more I know. Alright, so let's jump right into it. The first point, want to pray that our nation will be protected from secularist and atheist ideologies which form the basis for chaos with seed trees of chaos, right? This thing is real serious, right? Case in point, Mr. Robinson's words in the Gleaner this week in his article, Sex Dirty? Screw them. Wow. Listen to this crazy quote. He says, every expression of love is as worthwhile as the next and as fulfilling as the couple want it to be. Now, this is just crazy. A worldview is the perspective by which you see the world, right? How you view the world. My God, amazing, right? Now, everyone has a worldview, and this guy's worldview is really serious stuff. His worldview in this arena of sex and love is really crazy. And he also went on to say that he was encouraging the Gleaner that they shouldn't censor creativity. Quote, you can't censor creativity, right? These are really dangerous words and ideas. I mean, if you really believe that every single expression of love is as worthwhile as the next and is as fulfilling as and it is as fulfilling as the couple wants it to be, then what you're really saying, if you really dissect what this man is saying, every expression of love, if you think about every single expression of love, then he's saying that is valid, that should be promoted and allowed to the fullness of whether the couple, find it fulfilling. This statement affirms homosexuality, it affirms incest, it affirms pedophilia. Pedophilia is being, persons are working hard in Netherlands to get pedophilia legal. Bestiality, right? If every expression of love is as worthwhile as the next and as fulfilling as the couple want it to be, bestiality is also an option because why should you limit, especially if you believe that you're just a higher form of an animal, why should you limit your love to to humans, right? And there are persons in Germany right now fighting to remove the burglary law because they want to have sex with their animals, right? Even object sexuality. Why should any expression of love at all be limited in any way whatsoever? That's essentially what this guy is saying in that quote that I just told you about. Are all these, this lady got married to the Eiffel Tower, a lady got married to a bridge, are all these supposed to be deemed as positive behavior that should be affirmed and propagated by the society? Wow, is there anything that is called wrong? Right? His whole article is the line. I want you to really read that article. It's going along the line that nothing is really wrong. You should just allow everything, right? Should we protect our nation from anything at all? Should we protect our children? Imagine laws that were based on this philosophy, right? And I want us to really understand the reason why we need to pray that our nation is protected from these deadly, chaotic philosophies, right? The laws based on these statements by this guy, one incest would be legal. Bestiality would also be legal once you could prove that the animal enjoys and desires sex. Also pedophilia, because why should a child be limited in his experience of his sexual desires? I mean, there are professors that have said that children from the age of 5, 6, 7, even younger, are having sexually explicit dreams, and adults should help them to fully. This is the kind of society that this guy is rooting for, where every expression of love should be equally valid as long as the couple finds it fitting. Now, this is a serious worldview, and I want us to understand what this guy is saying. This is a secularist worldview that really dims, it removes the possibility of really a difference between good and evil, especially in the area of sex, right? And it propagates a do anything you want mentality, which is the seed for chaos, which itself, if propagated in the society in the forms of laws and policies, it leads to chaos, right? And I really want us to be thinking now. Let us compare the worldview of Gordon Robertson in that article to the worldview of George Davis in another article, which was really good, called Lights, Camera, Sex. That was in the Glean about 2 weeks ago, right? This is a quote from him. So a man who takes unto himself another man should not be condemned. No, sir. Those guys should have their rights respected and should be left alone to do what they want as consulted adults. Okay, fine. He continues. So on what basis can anyone who accepts that line have anything bad to say about Carter with the live sex video, right? How can such a person criticize the vulnerable schoolgirls caught up in most recent sex videos, right, and that have gone viral on the internet? How can these folks champion tough sanctions against committers of incest or even carnal abuse? This is very serious. And George Davis is pointing out the fact that the basic thought that all sexual behaviors should be regarded as on the same playing field and should be acceptable, it causes utter chaos. That's what he's pointing out. And I encourage you to read both those articles and draw comparisons, right? George Davis in Lives, Camera, and Sex, he's pushing the point that there's good and there's evil, and Jamaica now is just being completely removed mentally from being able to distinguish it. While Gordon Robertson is saying, there is no evil, do anything you want, no sense and nothing. Do anything, just make everybody run wild and just sex down the place, and we must just accept it and promote it. And that's what society should be. Worldviews are important, so that's the first part. We want to pray that our nation will be protected from secularists and atheist idolatries that form the basis of chaos, right? And these worldviews are all around, so we need to be thinking, and that brings me to the second point. We want to pray that those who call themselves Christians, especially the young Christians, right, and I want to challenge all Christians, that we would love the Lord with our minds. God wants us to love Him with our intellect, right? We cannot divorce our brains from our Christianity, and we must not promote ideologies that are against the world, because then we will be anti-Christ. We need to grow up and be able to think and judge and look at things on an intellectual platform and say, what is this guy really promoting? What are the implications for these words? Right? We need to be thinkers, man. I don't want to challenge. Let's be praying that those who call themselves Christians would love God with their minds and be thinking people. This is essential to the faith. And just leave with you some apologetics tools. BeThinking.org is a powerful UCCF website, right? Just go on it, BeThinking.org. Also, Let My People Think, Rev Zacharias Ministry. Really, really powerful tools that really help the Christian to be able to develop the thinking. Analytical skills, people, come on. And also, we can't be promoting stuff that are evil. Right? The third thing we want to pray about, we want to pray that our political, civil service leaders, as well as our church leaders, would realize that secularism is not neutral. So that again, secularism is not neutral. It is a belief system that itself is very exclusive. Do not be fooled. The thing pretends to be. I know that just opens everything to everybody. You know, I am the level playing field. When if you look at the thing specifically, it has serious limits for how the society should operate. Secularism is itself a religion because it has a belief system that people hold to and things that people should do and people that shouldn't do who hold to that belief. And we cannot just allow secularism to now step into our nation and just determine how everything operates because it is not a neutral thing. Secularism is a deceitful philosophy. It is posing as neutral ground. Like, you know, like if we go to a sports day right now, we have red and blue and green running around the race, and secularism is there as posing as referees who are actually in the race. Right? They want to be the referees, but they're actually in the race and they're winning. Right? That's exactly how this thing is. I want you to realize what is going on and let us be praying people. Right? Now the three people want to pray about. Want to pray for Lloyd de Aguilera. Lloyd de Aguilera has these weird stuff. I mean, he essentially said that nothing is wrong with incest, and you know that's the kind of nation he's pushing for with what he's doing. You know, assisted suicide, nothing is wrong with that either. Because if you don't believe that we're created in the image of God and we're just animals, then they can essentially do anything that you want. Right? So I want to pray for Lloyd de Aguilera that he would be brought to the understanding that there is good and there is evil, and that he would just find a personal relationship with Christ because Christ is truth. So outside of Christ, you're going to find yourself in some serious lies. Secondly, I want to pray for, you know, serious brethren. Javed Jagai, I want to pray that he would come into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, and that he would, you know, and he would really have a lovely encounter with God, just like how Saul turned Paul had that. And thirdly, I want to pray for Gordon Robinson, who wrote this article, Sex Dirty? Screw them. That's the article that he wrote. Want to pray that he would be confronted for all these lies that he has in this thing. That article should be renamed Confabulation and How to Destroy a Nation Through Ideas. Yeah, that should be the name of his article. I want to pray for him that he would be brought to the thought and confronted with the fact that he, in that article, is promoting serious destruction of the nation, and also that he would come into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. We really care about people, really care about these guys. So let's be praying for Javed Jagai, Gordon Robertson, and Lloyd de Aguilera, that they would come into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and love God with their minds and experience life in Him. Peace out. Yo, change the prof pick. Remember to do that. Big up Love March Movement in Barbados, doing an excellent job, right? And also the prayer meeting, the half night prayer meeting Friday, 6:30 to midnight at Grace Missionary Church. Bless.